Hello, hi, Will here with another video on the Will Thunder Talks channel. I'm Will. Today I'm going to reflect on a little thought idea I had that I would love to hear your thoughts about. So today, why do you want to leave the UK? That's my question. So I'm a British guy, lived in the UK forever, and I want to leave. It's not a new thing for me wanting to leave. I've attempted many times. But, if I'm honest, a lack of confidence in myself, a lack of financial means, a lack of several things has kind of gotten in the way of me doing that. So, why am I still here? I think because, as a Christian, I ask myself very often, but I think I'm here because I don't really have the resources immediately to jump ship, if I'm very honest. So let's start with why I want to leave. Okay, so there's something that I feel is underneath everything that British people talk about. Other British people in my life, a lot of British people anyway, that I interact with, and a big underbelly of the culture that I don't really like. It kind of makes me a little sick. And what I'm referring to is, I guess, the British exceptionalism that comes from us historically being an absurdly large empire and ruling a third of the planet at some point, and also the Europeanization, Britishification, Americanization of a lot of different places in the world anyway, right? I think there's a lot that our influence, British influence is everywhere. So it'd be hard to escape it, but I guess for me, I'm very curious and I'm really interested in kind of different ways of looking at the world, and I'm curious to better understand other cultures. That's something I've always absolutely loved and found really interesting about the world. I was going to go and teach guitar in Atlanta, Georgia. I was going to go and teach English as a foreign language in South Korea. And I was going to go to Japan to teach English as well. But I ultimately didn't do that, even though I got the qualification, the TEFL, I did. And the first thing that got in the way of that for me was, while I completed the qualification, at the time I was very obese. I still am quite obese. I've had other episodes about Manjaro, which I'm on, to help kind of bring my weight down and manage my weight. And for me, it's made me very kind of self-conscious, I'd say, about kind of being observed, being perceived and seen by others. It makes me quite uncomfortable. So it's one of the reasons I'm getting a lot out of losing weight, because I think I'm feeling more confident in myself and my body, less self-conscious in my skin. So that's kind of helping me feel just more settled and steady in myself and happy. So the idea of teaching filled me with a lot of anxiety. We're going back 7-8 years ago. I've worked on this a lot over the many years, and I've always had this idea of going and teaching something in another country, and I guess using my British privilege to impose British imperial values subconsciously on others. Well, I don't want to do that, actually. I just want to learn of another culture. And I if I had the resources, I would still move. I would want to move, but I guess that as I've kind of worked on my confidence and improved that over the many years, now I feel definitely emotionally, mentally in a really good place right now. Even though there's been a lot of change that's happened for me, I still would love to move away, but I guess I also have all these roots and these foundations now, and because of recent changes, I'm still financially stabilizing, so I won't be able to do that. But I want to leave the UK because I guess I feel there's a lot of, I don't like football culture, man. This might feel like a weird gripe to leave the UK over, but I do not like football culture. I like normal people, and I respect that they like football. Football's a super, if you're not from the UK, we are football mad over here. Everyone loves football. Everyone's an Arsenal fan, or a Manchester fan, or a Liverpool fan. I don't care about football. It's our national sport. We love it over here. And I guess I just feel like there's a good few parts of British culture I just don't feel like I'll connect with and resonate with. And history I'm not super proud of, and I just would love to be somewhere else, immerse myself in another culture, actually be in that culture, like learn the language, get a job in that country. Also, the economy kind of sucks here. I know it sucks everywhere. I'm reminded of this constantly by my good fortune to have known people from all over the world and to continue working with people all over the world, that the economy's tough everywhere, man. And like, if I go somewhere and the economy's better for me, it's also because of like the privileges that I definitely carry because I'm like a white British guy. So that is a conflict I feel. But I guess this is the conflict I always run into. It's kind of like I have these interests. I kind of want to go somewhere, learn about something new, soak up another culture. And then I stop myself because I get in this double think of like, oh man, I'm just perpetuating these subconscious cultural stereotypes, and that's bad. So I'm being cringe for following the, I guess, middle class white path of like wanting to discover yourself in another culture. And you know, there's probably a significant part of that in my head floating around subconsciously. But I feel I like genuinely want to be in another culture. Like Japan is messed up in a lot of ways. Their work culture's insane. I wouldn't want to work in Japan. I think that's one of the reasons I didn't actually go to Japan in the end, because I've always been a huge weeb. I've always loved anime. I've always loved manga. I've always loved a lot of Japanese culture. I went to a Japanese convention not too long ago called Hype Japan in Manchester. That was sick AF, by the way. Loved that. I love Japanese culture, but the work culture is brutal. The hours are insane. The hierarchy-focused, age-orientated, respect society. Sensei, thank you for existing and making me better. All of that's not my vibe, man. It's not my vibe. I'm not like that. I like people like respecting each other and being interested in everyone's take and everyone being valued as a human. So, regardless of what's in your pocket or whatever. So, nah. And I'm not an expert in Korean culture, but my understanding is that it's very kind of aesthetic orientated. A lot of the status is directly correlated with your aesthetics. Also, there's a lot of fat shaming in Korea and Japan. So, as a big guy, if I were to live and work there, I would definitely be regularly had comments made about. So, probably wouldn't fit in there immediately. I wouldn't fit in there full stop. I've seen them. I've had friends who've kind of gone to Japan and done the teaching, and they're always outsiders. They're always kind of like asked in a roundabout way, like, when are you going home, right? They're seen as visitors. They never really fully integrate. So it's tough, you know, because I like those places, and I guess maybe I don't even know where I want to move to. A lot of me has been like, hey, it'd be great to move to somewhere in kind of Central Europe, maybe France, maybe Germany, somewhere around there. But I guess the more I think about it, the more I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we running from? Is it really going to help me grow? Do I want to settle down somewhere else? What is that going to do for me? I guess I get reflective, and my thinking goes up and my action goes down. Whereas I'd probably get more out of like just giving it a go and like, I don't know, like moving to Belgium for a while or whatever. Giving it a go, because I love being away, but I love being on holiday, right? This is the conflict, like living somewhere and visiting somewhere, two different things entirely. So yeah, I want to move. I want to leave the UK because I just feel like I just want to get out of the ideas that are around me and just be somewhere else and think differently, and just kind of have a bit of difference, I guess. But then I guess I come to the point where I'm like, am I running from myself if I'm trying to get away from the sameness? But that's all I'm going to say for today. That's why I want to leave the UK. It's kind of grumpy here. The weather sucks. And I could do with a bit of change. America. I'm not moving to America. No, America's on the bottom of my list. I would rather move to a lot of other places instead of America. But that's where we're going to leave it for today. You've been wonderful. I've been Will. Thank you for being here with me. Take care. Love you. See you in the next one. Bye.